MLB. It stands for more than Major League Baseball, and I'm here with the other MLB, Mookie Betts, right here in Los Angeles. Thank you so much, man, for welcoming into this beautiful paradise of yours, man, with a brand new bowling alley at that, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm good. The bowling alley is definitely getting a lot of use for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I haven't done it yet, though. All right, let me ask you something. When we do play bowling, can you take it easy on me, man?
No.
Let me win.
No.
Come on, man.
Absolutely not.
Well, listen, I appreciate the time, man. Well, at least, how about take it easy on me? How about that?
I'll take it easy, but I will not let you. I'm sorry.
That's cool.
You're my homeboy, though.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Well, listen, you're really my man if you watch Kingpin. This man loves bowling. He hasn't even watched the movie Kingpin yet.
I'll make sure while I'm down, I'll make sure I get to watch it and the Big Lebowski too.
Absolutely.
I heard that's a big.
Yeah. You haven't seen the Big Lebowski?
I haven't seen either one of them.
Listen, go on Twitter and get on this man, okay? Get on him, right? He hasn't seen the Big Lebowski or Kingpin.
I'm gonna watch him. I'll make sure I watch him.
Well, hey, listen, man. Let's get into the Kingpin of your business, man. And before we do that, let me ask you, what's it like being Mookie Betts, especially in LA?
It's cool. It's cool. I mean, there's a lot of perks that come with it. Obviously, you know.
Perks like free gas?
Yeah, I'm electric.
Okay.
I went green.
Okay.
You know? But perks like some free food.
Right.
You know?
Okay. Where's it at?
I'm a lot of places, which is cool.
Oh, but ain't here. I thought we would get some free food here.
No, not here. No. But you know, it is what it is. Like, there's a lot of perks to it. There's a lot of things that may not be so great, like, you know, going to the store with my daughter and you know, pictures and whatnot, but she doesn't understand it. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, like I said, it's a blessing.
Yeah. Well, what's it like being a dad, man? I'm a girl dad, you know what I mean? And you're a girl dad as well. First of all, what did you get for Father's Day, right? Let's recap right there.
I got some draws.
Oh, really?
I got some draws.
Okay.
That's always good. And Ken and Kaj, my son, they made a little painting, the hand fingerprints and whatnot. So that's always good. It's up in my locker.
Yeah.
But it's awesome being a dad, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard, and you appreciate when you hear compliments and like when she's doing good in school or she's being good at school or wherever. You know, when she has friends and they love her. You know, that stuff is awesome. But being responsible for another human is really, really hard.
Yeah, man. Tell me about it, man. I'm telling you, mine's is 10. She feel like she's going on 18.
Yeah.
You ever come out here, man, and just let loose and just sit back and reminisce? I don't know what music you play, but when you just come out and relax, maybe on an off day or something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of just coming out here and just hanging out, taking in nature. My little girl loves running around out here, so I just come out and let her run, do her thing, jump in the pool or whatever. And I just kind of sit here and just let thoughts come and go.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's very rare that you catch a player like this in the middle of an MLB season. So I really appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much. As we talk right now, the Dodgers are still up there. My Phillies, you know, they're going well too.
Right.
But what's it like now, man? 2024. No, the injury caused a setback, but overall, what are you feeling and getting back to the World Series?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Obviously, we have a Shohei, which has helped a whole lot. That makes everybody feel good. But the team's playing well. Things are going good. Life's going good. Wife is happy. You know,
that's always a good
kids are good. Yeah. So I try not to let baseball kind of define everything. You know, it already defines a lot. So I try not to let it take over my whole life. And so as long as my kids are happy, wife's good. That's really all I can really ask for.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Shohei Ohtani. What's it like being his teammate? And do you see anything different from when you were his opponent?
Yeah, it's awesome being his teammate. As how much he's engaged in the game, how much he knows about the game. I mean, how good he is at the game. You know, so I would say just being on the same side, seeing what he does every day, it's an impressive thing. You know. Going. Everybody kind of goes through their stretches and whatnot, but he does it literally every day. So that's kind of what sets him apart and why he's the GOAT.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're a GOAT yourself, but do you learn or have you learned anything from him in your short time?
No, there's nothing I can do that he can. There's nothing I can do that he does. So there's no point in even me trying. You know, he's 6'4", you know, however many pounds he is, and I'm 5'9", 175 on a good day. So. There's no way I can replicate anything that he does.
Yeah. Well, how do you process the game? Like, well, when you're on the field, because one of the things that you hear behind the scenes and even tracing your history is how quick of a learner you are, right? And then you apply what you learn very, very fast, right? How do you process the game?
I don't know. It's a great question. I really I think it's because I'm partly kind of lazy. Not lazy in the work, but lazy in the sense that I want to get to the answer as quick as possible. Like I don't like taking the long routes and whatnot to find out what I'm doing. But I learned that I have to start to take the long routes. And so once I became more of a student and not the laziness trying to just get the get rich quick scheme, my dad always says, once I stopped that and really became a student, I feel like I really got a lot better because I understood what I was doing, why I was doing it, how I'm going to do it, and it was easy to apply.
Yeah. Well, listen, as we talk, congratulations because you made your first tech investment, right?
Yeah.
Software
Yes,
as a
sir.
software as a service company, Growth Loop. I know, man, you spoke over the phone about why you decided to go with this company, but explain it again, elaborate. As you had time now to sit back on it, have you defined or you explored anything new about like when you look at that investment, says, you know what, damn, I didn't see this before, but now I see this is a very good investment. I feel good.
Yeah, really, it wasn't the investment per se.
Yeah.
It was really just being around new people and being around these people who all of them are awesome. They're awesome. They've been very inclusive on everything that I've done so far, and any questions I've asked, they haven't tried to make me feel dumb or anything. It's actually they encourage all my questions, and so it's really the investment itself is obviously something that's it's really really cool just to be able to do. But I think just the learning behind all the acronyms and all the things that go on. I mean, they're speaking Chinese sometimes, but I'm able to listen to some of it.
Yeah. When you tell me, we were talking about this, that when you were making this investment, I was shocked, right? But you were saying, hey, I didn't know this was attainable. Like you hear about this stuff, right? But you don't know it because when you walk down that path of actually doing it, how difficult was it? And what was the difference between hearing about it and actually walking the path?
It's really difficult just because the terms and whatnot and the mindset is completely different. You have to be, the entrepreneur mindset really is different than being a consumer. And so I'm starting to learn that and trying to really grasp it, but it's really hard. But that's why you get in a group like this, and they made it a lot easier. And knowing that stuff exists, right? But you don't really know how to get into it. And so just God kind of blessed me, and now I'm here.
Yeah. Well, let's go into your portfolio, man, right? Because you have a lot of things that you're involved in, Mookie, right? First, there's the bowling. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But you have the One Marketing Group, right? And this is where you do the podcast at, this era of athlete creators. You're taking all the jobs, man. I mean,
I'm trying.
What are you guys seeing about being an athlete, right, and in creating in that space? Like, what are you learning about how to navigate it and the business behind it? Because I know y'all doing it for fun, but you're also trying to, market yourself as well.
Right. I think being an athlete, getting into the space, what I've learned the most is you have to be authentic. When you start to enter into other people's space, people feel fake. People feel if they're here just to try and get a buck, or here just to do this, do that. But for me, it's genuine. Like I genuinely want to learn about this space and different spaces, and I don't know what I want to do when I'm retired. So I'm genuinely learning and putting myself in the best position possible to be able to make the best decision when that time comes.
Yeah, and then you have the juicing company, right? Your 50/50 Foundation. But that juicing business, what are you learning about that? Because everybody loves, being healthy, especially in this day and age. People are drinking less soda even now, paying more attention. I know when I go in the grocery store, I'm looking at the back of the nutrition, like, how much calories is this?
Do you know what all the little eights are?
No, I do not.
Me neither.
Yeah, I just know not to do sodium nitrate. Anytime I see that in the food, I'm like, all right, I'm not getting it. But the juicing business, man, what are you learning about that?
It's really my wife. She's doing all of that, so I'm just there to support her. But the main thing I'm learning just from afar is just that it's tough. Like it's really really hard to get a juice, any product on the shelf, and then be able to sell it and scale it and all those things. And you don't think about all the intricate parts of it until you're in it, right? And just something simple as packaging or making a mascot or things like that go, really just as long as the juice, just as long as the product itself. And so it's tough.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, have you transitioned? Are you of that CEO mindset yet, or are you? most times when you talk to athletes, y'all are CEOs because y'all are brands, right? But have you transitioned your mind there yet, or have you just been full focused on baseball?
I think there's definitely space to do both. You have to just figure out the timing of it. But I'm learning to switch my mindset to the CEO. I mean, I don't know what it fully means yet, and that's why, like I said, being in this group and hopefully others, I'll really grasp what it means. But I'm definitely starting to turn over into the CEO mindset, and but I had to make sure I take care of my job too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, what's the biggest positive surprise as you're walking that CEO mindset, going through your investments and things of that nature, learning about the business world and the fintech world more? What's been the biggest positive surprise that you learned?
I would say for myself is that I can do it. Being here. The baseball culture is so much. You're playing games every day and you're tired, and then you got to go home and be a husband and a dad and friend and all these other things, and so it's hard to really add business to that. But somebody's got to do it, and it's me. And it's tough to find the balance, but I'm doing it, and I got a great support team.
How about negative, right? When they're all positives come to negative, what's been the biggest negative surprise about this process?
Just that, and you're just going to be pulled in a lot of directions. There is no real sit down and go home and watch a movie and chill type thing. Usually when you're home, you gotta split your attention with your kids or with your family or with your wife, or maybe you didn't have a good day at work, so now I'm thinking about baseball and whatnot. And so the good thing is that business is something that you can really just apply yourself. If you apply yourself, you can be successful at it. So it's just tough to disperse the time. It's really just tough to disperse the time, but you gotta do it.
Yeah. Well, listen, dig into your background right fast, right, to bring it full circle with the bowling point, right? Growing up in Nashville, Tennessee, and I remember you talking about that, and you said how fun it was, right? Because you were around the kid, you had your mom and dad around, and you were just that fun kid. But talk to that kid in Nashville, Tennessee right now, right? And Mookie Betts goes back there. What do you tell the youth when they look at you?
Man, any kid, I would say, to really, really be good about your self-talk. Like, you don't know what you're gonna be in life. You don't know if you're gonna play baseball, be a firefighter, whatever it is, right? Everything and everybody has some type of super talent, right? It's just, you gotta figure it out. But in finding that super talent, I think you have to be positive to yourself. I mean, the world's definitely not gonna be positive to you. So it can't be the world and you versus you. You against the world is already enough as it is. And so I didn't learn that until I was a little bit older, and now I would tell definitely my kids, but every kid that.
Yeah. Well, then as you're growing up, you develop this passion, which turns into a love, which turned into a full-fledged business now. For bowling, right? Yeah. Such a fun sport. And as I'm sitting back the other day thinking, and when we were talking, I'm like, he don't understand. If you were just go down that bowling lane as far as like setting up your franchise, it's like, it could be big, man, like really going all in on that. But what are you finding? How do you transition that passion and that love into a business? Because you own a bowling alley in Nashville, and I know you want to open up a chain of them.
Right. I'm slowly learning the balance, because bowling for me is fun and I love doing it. And so I don't know how I'm going to make it a business as well. Like usually when I go to the bowling alley or when I'm doing something bowling related, it's to get away from something. And so now I'm adding in the business to it, which I love. I absolutely love doing. I love going to my own center and being able to turn on the lights and make somebody a drink or fry fish or whatever it is.
And Mookie does this. He's at that bowling facility doing this.
Absolutely. I do all of that, and so I appreciate that for sure, and that makes me appreciate the workers, those jobs, because those jobs are super important. But I just have to find a balance of making sure I have fun with it, along with making money doing it.
Yeah. Well, how'd you do it, right? Talk to that person who might, because listen, I love bowling alleys, right? I mean, it's a great family outing, and me, you were talking, in certain places you have that cigarette smell, and smoking's not allowed in most of them. But I mean, it's such a great business, man. I don't think a lot of people put the emphasis into it. But how did you do it? I mean, it's easy when you got your type of money. But how did you buy that bowling alley? And I know you want to fix it up, rebrand it. Like, how are you doing it for that person, that entrepreneur? entrepreneur who may want to follow that same path?
Right. Obviously, I got a group of people that help me with it, but I think just genuinely wanting the business to be successful, putting passion behind it, makes it pretty easy. You're always going to go through your bumps and bruises in anything you do. But if you genuinely want something to be successful, if you genuinely have passion behind it, there's no reason for it not to be successful unless you just aren't taking the right steps, which is on you. That means you're not passionate about it. And so it's pretty easy as long as you have your mind and your heart in it.
Did the owners put up a fight though, or did they say, "Oh, this is Mookie Betts. Write the check and we're good"? Like how did that process?
It wasn't a fight. It wasn't a fight. I'm still friends with those guys now, and it was really easy. It was something that was really organic, actually.
It was organic.
Yeah,
transition.
I was going there so often, and I mean, we were, I'm not gonna say running it, but we were pretty much doing whatever we wanted there anyway, and so it was really organic for them just to pass the torch.
Have you had time to think about what we talked about, the transferring the bowling alleys and transforming them, I should say, into the mall areas?
Yeah, I've had some good talks with it, and obviously it's gonna take a little time. But the ideas are flowing for sure, and thank you for that, by the way.
Absolutely, man. Listen, that's all. I just want my percentage, and you're all
I
good.
got you.
Software business too, as well, man, and into the technology space. And I know in there you were messing with your big, oil machine, and you were fascinated by it. And the one word you said was technology, right?
Yeah.
What are you finding about technology, and what is Mookie Betts watching when it comes to technology? It's a lot of stuff out there. Generative AI. You got all these new programs coming out. What are you watching specifically, and especially as you grow your time with Growth Loop?
Yeah, it's really hard to keep up with all the technology that's going on. I mean, it's so much, and I mean, it's a full-time job, obviously, and I have a full-time job. So really, it's really just kind of trying to learn to keep up with the terms, all the little acronyms and the terms. Is the hard part, because a lot of it translates, right? But that part is where I'm spending a lot of time. It's just learning, so I'm not listening to Chinese on board meetings and and contracts and whatnot.
Yeah, talking that terminology that you understand. Listen, man, Google's your friend though.
It
I'm
is.
telling you.
Google is they come in clutch. For
Yes.
Sure.
When you need that terminology. I know I asked you this, man, and you told me you were gonna get back to me on this, but one word that you want to kind of define your legacy as far as from a business empire standpoint, right? What do you want your business empire, that legacy, to be in one word?
I would say mine is dynamic.
Dynamic. Why dynamic?
Because for me, I feel like I'm like a dynamic player in baseball, and dynamic to me is being able to shift and move and change, right? Change directions, whatever you want to say. And right now, I am who I am, and in 5 years, I don't know who I'll be or what I'll be invested in or what I'll want to do, right? And so. But it's definitely going to be something positive. I'm going to make it successful, and that's why I say dynamic, because I'll be able to change and adapt to whoever I am or whoever I become. Yeah,
you're very laid back, man. I'm noticing that about you. Like you're very cool, calm, collected, man, and you just be chilling, man. Where did you get this demeanor from?
My dad. My mom is the complete opposite. She's loud, obnoxious. No, I ain't gonna say obnoxious, but she's the party. Like she is the center of the party when there's dancing, joking, laughing, whatever it is. She's up and doing it. My dad is the one that's kind of off in the background, just sitting and watching and taking it all in. And so I tend to go with him and sit back and watch.
And you let the obnoxious side come out on the field, like when you argue with an umpire or something like that?
Yeah, that's on the field. It's in there. It's loud. The loud and obnoxious is in there. It's just usually when I'm with my mom, we're playing cards or something.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, listen, man, a couple things I get you out of here because you're busy, Mookie. You're in the middle of a season and y'all gonna lose to my Phillies, but that's cool, right? It's all good. Good luck to y'all in the offseason.
You would be.
Listen, one thing that I know is very interesting and you're passionate about as well is diversity in baseball. And I'm looking at, the Times report, black players are now 6.3%, right? That's what they represent the game at MLB today. That's down from 16% in 1994. When you look at that issue, black players involved in baseball, I'm always an advocate for how do we get more black players involved in baseball to start earning Mookie Betts money, but just for more representation to get it back to where it once was and maybe higher.
It's going to take more people like myself to get out there and really be a face for them to see. We got to kids nowadays have to. Back in the day, we wanted to be Derek Jeter, we wanted to be King Griffey, we wanted to be Willie Mays, Barry Bonds, and now we just have to be those faces for the kids. Somebody has to say, I want to be Mookie, I want to be Aaron Judge, I want to be, CC Sabathia, all the other guys out there. And so we have to really do a better job in getting out there and representing. But, also I think it's more important for us just to get us off the streets, not necessarily just into baseball. It could be whatever it is. Just be successful, get us off the streets, and give opportunities for kids to be successful. Because you never know what they're going to be. You can grow up and say you want to play baseball and end up, being a lawyer. That's okay. Being off the street is the number one thing that you have to do.
Absolutely. As I run down these names, you tell me the first thing that comes to mind, right? One word, Mookie, because you got to get out of here. One word. And I'll start with Jimmy Rollins, because now you transition to shortstop. Yeah. That's a former Philly, right? Grew up in the West Coast as well. But, man, when you think about Jimmy Rollins, one word that comes to mind.
I would say dynamic, for sure.
Dynamic. Okay. Barry Bonds.
Oh, he's an icon.
Icon. Yeah. Tony Gwynn. I say Tony because he talks the game, man. I could watch a Tony Gwynn interview over and over again, and that man will tell you why he hit a foul ball.
Specific. That's what I was thinking. Like he's like sorcery with the bat, and I can't think of the word.
Sorcerer.
There you go, sorcerer. He's a sorcerer. There we go.
Willie Mays.
When I think of Willie Mays, I think of somebody he did everything on the field. I mean, all around, just athlete.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
For me, it's swag.
Yeah, it is. That's definitely swag. The backwards hat, all the home runs, the bat dropping. Yeah, swag.
Yeah. Mookie Betts.
I would say I don't even have a word that I could describe me, because I have no idea.
You have no idea who you.
I don't ever think about myself.
Ever?
Ever.
Why?
Because it's not about me. I like making other people happy, which makes me happy, and. You do positive things, cool, but I'd rather see other people, laughing, joking, or see kids running around happy, and that's what makes me happy. Yeah. So I don't even know what word that is, but whatever.
Yeah, pleaser.
Pleaser, there you go. Pleaser. Yeah.
MLB rule changes, man, and in the pitch clock, I thought very good ideas, and at the time, I know it went back and forth. Are you guys adjusted to it? What are the players saying?
Yeah, I think the rules are cool. I mean, it's kind of tough sometimes when it's changing, but I mean, it changes for everyone, so it is what it is, and it definitely makes the game shorter for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I think I know how you made your first million, right? But how did you spend it? Anything you would do differently?
I don't remember how I spent it. Maybe buying a house or something. The first one I got a car, and I remember my first big purchase was a car, and I went with my dad and
BMW.
BMW.
I know. BMW, Black man's wish.
Yeah, right.
That's what it is.
BMW. Yeah.
BMW.
And I went and got it. And honestly, my dad is awesome with money. And he is someone I didn't even know that he was so well versed in investments, and I didn't realize how much money he had and the childhood I had until I got a little bit older. And so when I first signed and I got the money, I actually did a really good job with it, just because my dad, he did a really good job with my money. With my money now and then and now.
Yeah, well, that's a great segue, right? Yeah. Best piece of investment advice that you received, maybe from dad.
Yeah, I would say don't invest in anything that you're not fully invested in. Like, if you don't want to be a part of it, and you don't want to be up late at night looking at reading, whatever it is, then you shouldn't invest in it.
Boris BLK, we have the leadership series, man, and your leadership book, right? What's a book for somebody for the rest of the fall, or summer, the rest of the fall, and winter time to read to maybe get up on their leadership skills? Something that you maybe read that you think.
Leadership skills. I don't read a whole lot of books.
Okay. No reading, no watching movies. You just walk around outside.
I mean, yeah, I'm playing some type of sport, doing something. But the few books that I have read in the leadership vein, Will Smith's book has been one of the best books I've ever read.
Will Smith, the actor.
Will Smith, the actor.
You might as well come to Philly, man. I'm telling you. You all over. You got a Philly guy in your house. You like Will Smith, right? Jimmy Rollins is dynamic, man. You might as well come there. Get your ideas on this, man. Jim Collins, he wrote a great business book. My favorite business book, Good to Great. One of the phenomenal piece of reading that I've done. What's the difference between a good baseball player and a great one?
I feel like there's a lot that's different between a good baseball player and a great one. The gap, I guess the gap is small, but the difference is a lot, and I think it's a mindset. I think there's some people that want to be good and want to play good and want to do things good, and then there's some people that want to be great. And I think the want to be great or the want to be great people are the ones that stay and do the extra. They're really good mentally. They accept failure and whatever it is. They accept success as well. They just kind of stay even, and I think that's one part of being great. And there's so many other things, but I think the mindset is probably the biggest difference.
Mindset. And does that go for bowler too? The difference between a good bowler and a great one? Or is it all on the wrist?
A lot has to do with the wrist. A lot has to do with the wrist, but I would say probably in anything, just the mindset. The mindset. Yep.
Okay, so you're telling me if I focus like I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna really, really beat you.
No.
Okay.
The difference, no. If you focus harder, you may lose by like 90 instead of 100.
Okay, so that means I'll never bet you then.
Yeah.
I'm never betting Mookie Betts. Mookie, thank you so much for the time, man. Good luck the rest of the way, seriously. And if you do, guys, if you make it to the World Series, I will be rooting for you because that means you're representing the NL.
Thank you, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.